Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about module number 5, that is distribution. So here we are going to discuss about the various types of distribution system, that is radial feeders and parallel feeders. So let us discuss about that types of distribution system. There are mainly 4 types of distribution systems are there. They are like radial feeders, which are also called as radial distribution system, and second one is parallel feeders, which is also called as parallel feeders distribution system, and third one is called as loop feeders, which is also called as ring main distribution system, and the fourth type of distribution system is called as interconnected network system or interconnected distribution system. So these are the majorly how the distribution system has been classified majorly as 4 types, that is radial feeders or radial distribution system, parallel feeders or parallel feeders distribution system, loop feeders or ring main distribution, and interconnected network system or interconnected distribution system. So let us discuss about that first class of radial feeders, first class of distribution system, that is called as radial feeders or radial distribution system. So these radial feeders or radial distribution system separate the feeders which are radiate from a single distribution and feed the distributors at one end only. So for better understand about the concept of like radial feeders or radial distribution system, here I am showing that the left side of the figure, which consists of a substation. This substation is again connected with various, 3 radial feeders. This is feeder 1, feeder 2, feeder 3. And here if we consider a feeder like a length of OC, and again here this feeder is tapped by one more distributor feeder AB. Tapping takes place at point A. Tapping takes place at point A. So from this radial feeder onwards, we are distributing that power to the various loads. Hence, this radial feeder distribution system is called as DC radial feeder distribution system. In this DC radial feeder distribution system, the main feeder OC is tapped by at one point called A, and it is connected to the heavy load. If it is connected to the heavy load, if any fault happened to this feeder, then there is no power supply which is given to the loads which are connected to the feeder AB. Hence, the reliability factor for this case it is very small, and there is a problem with reliability factor. So whatever we see in the figure, that is a single line diagram of a radial system which supplies that DC distribution system. So the total entire power is distributed at one end only in this case, that is the left side of the figure. Okay. Then coming to the right side of the figure, where it is going to show that AC distribution system. For this AC distribution system also consists of 3 feeders. This is one feeder, this is one feeder, and this is feeder, one more feeder. For the feeder of the length OC, again here we are tapped with one more tapping at point A. But here at point A, whatever we had the tapping, from there onwards, the feeder is extracted via a distribution transformer, where we are going to step down the voltage right from 11 kilovolts to 400 volts and 230 volts. Generally, we can choose that delta 2 star connected transformer, which is nothing but like a step down transformer. In this delta 2 star connected step down transformer, where the input voltage is 11 kV and the output voltage is 400 volts between line to line, and between any phase and neutral there is a voltage like 230 volts which is distributed. 230 volts is distributed to all households and 400 volts is distributed between the two phases to the factories and industries. In this scenario, here the loads are connected via a distribution transformer. This transformer can supplies according to the demand of the current. It satisfies the demand of the load. And also, if any fault happen at here, the fault case it is somewhat less compared to the DC distribution system to the AC distribution system because of the presence of the transformer, which supplies the demand of that voltage and demand of the current. But if fault happen here also, the reliability is poor because all loads are connected between the feeder like A to B. If fault happen, there is no any continuity of power supply. So continuity of power supply here it is somewhat poor, either distribution system, DC distribution system or AC distribution system, especially like radial distribution system or radial feeders system. But anyhow, this is simplest distribution circuit, has the lowest initial cost. However, it suffers the following major drawbacks. The end of the distributor nearest to the feeding point will be heavily loaded. The consumers are dependent on a single feeder and single distributor. In order to overcome these drawbacks, we have to switch over to another distribution system. Therefore, any fault happen on the feeder or distributor which cuts that power supply. And once it cuts that power supply to the consumers which are on the side of the fault away from the substation, the consumers at the distance end of the distributor would be subjected to serious voltage fluctuations when the load on the distributor also may changes. So due to this limitation, the system used for short distances only, not for long distances. So to overcome all these drawbacks, again here we are switch over from radial distribution system to parallel feeders distribution system, or also called as parallel feeders. In this parallel feeders or parallel feeder distribution system, a greater level of reliability, but which increases that system cost, but it is achieved with only a parallel feeder system. That means reliability, a greater level of reliability we can achieve with a parallel feeder system, but it requires higher cost compared to radial distribution system. A typical parallel feeder system here I am going to show as to improve the reliability factor. The figure what I am showing at here consists of two feeders, namely called as feeder 1 and feeder 2, which are directly feeding that power from the distribution substation, which step down the voltage from 11 kV to 400 volts between phase to phase and 230 volts between phase and neutral. For suppose the total entire the demand of this household power is shared by the two feeders like feeder 1 and feeder 2. For suppose if there exists any fault on any one feeder, then definitely one more feeder can supply the demand of half of the load at least. By this year we can improve the reliability factor with respect to the faults. But in earlier radial distribution system, reliability is poor because most of the load is feeding on the single feeder. That too, if one fault happen, it's not possible to provide that continuity of power supply. But coming to this parallel feeder distribution system, a typical parallel feeder system is there which improves that reliability factor, and it may be possible to have separate sets of cables for their routes. If separate sets of cables what we are using for their routes, and the total loads are distributed to various routes with various feeders which are like a parallel feeders, thereby here we can improve that reliability and we can supply that power continuously. So in this case the capital cost is double because it consists of two feeders like feeder 1 and feeder 2, what I am showing in this figure with green color lines. So greater reliability factor is there for the line. It may be justified if the load is higher. More customers are being supplied, or there are loads such as hospitals which requires high level of reliability, because hospital loads are critical loads which requires continuous power supply according to the demand of that load. In this scenario, cost is not a factor we can justify when we are going to supplying that power for the critical loads and where we are increasing that reliability according to this circuit diagram. So in this case, the capital cost is double that of radial feeder, but there is a greater reliability factor of the line. This may justify that the load is higher and more consumers are being supplied, and the loads are hospitals which requires that continuous power supply with a greater reliability. Thank you.